students, welcome back to my channel Commerce Talk with Sadhana, and this is third video of macroeconomics class 12th economics. In first video we have completed that how to attempt your exam paper and marking scheme of your exam. In second video we have discussed basic concepts of macroeconomics. That is difference between macro and microeconomics. Got it? And in this video we are going to start our circular flow of income. Understand? So now suppose that you teach tuitions and you earn rupees 5,000 from those tuitions. Got it? Now what will you do from this money? What are you going to do this with money? You are going to buy clothes. Am I right? Some wants to eat something at restaurant. Some wants to purchase books. Is it right? Then the money which you spend, where this money goes? I am asking that the money you spend goes to whom? Who is the person who is receiving your money? That may be shopkeeper, restaurant owner, that may be bookstore owner. Got it? So how do these businesses get money to pay their employees? How this shopkeeper give wages to his workers? How wages to give to chefs? How this book owner is giving rent or wages to workers? So all these owners pay the wages to workers from the money you paid or from the money consumer paid. Got it? So exactly the money you earn is, that is like this 5,000. So exactly the money you earn is spent on your goods and services like clothes, to eat, books, and business receive that money and pay wages. Here is consumer, here is business. So business receive, consumer is paying to business, and business receive this money and paying to his workers for wages, rent, interest, profit. So those incomes again come back to households, and this money keeps moving in a circle. That's why we say this term as circular flow of income. Means the money goes from one to another, to another, to another. Got it? And it comes to its original point back. So this is our interesting chapter, that is circular flow of income. In this chapter we will read that how money circulates in an economy. So circular flow of income is one of the most fundamental concepts in macroeconomics. It describes how income, goods, services and payment flow continuously between different sectors of economy, just like blood circulates in a human body. So we are comparing here the payment flow with the blood flow. Understanding this concept is an essential for grasping national income, GDP and interconnectedness of economic agents. So first of all, to build your base, you have to master this topic, the circular flow of income. You have to understand the basic idea that where money comes from and where it goes. So let's start that why I am saying it is circular. Imagine a merry-go-round of money. Households sell their factor of production. What are factor of production? There are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. to firms, and firm produce goods and services and pay income back to households, that are rent, wages, interest. These are factor incomes, or these are factor of productions. Households spend this income on buying goods from firms, so the cycle keeps repeating itself, and hence it is circular in nature. Flow type is real flow. In real flow we will count the physical, that is goods or services, physical items which transfer from one party to another party. And direction is household to firm, firm to households. What moves? Factor services and goods and services. Household gives firms factor of services, and in return firm give households goods and services after processing or after production. Example, that labor is going to factory to work, and cloth consuming to consumer, cloth coming to consumers. And if we talk about money flow, we will term it as nominal. When I talk about physical quantities, that is real flow, and if we talk about money flow, that is nominal. So here is also two transactions, firm to household, household to firm. What goes from firm to household? Factor payment goes from firms to household, and consumption expenditure goes from household to firms. For example, firm paid wages to worker and rent paid for the shop. So real flow and money flow in opposite direction. If goods flow in this direction, then money will flow in this direction. So this is commonly tested MCQ point. Real flow is equals to physical, and we term money flow as nominal. I hope now you got the basic idea of circular flow of income. Now it is divided into various parts, or there are various categories of circular flow of income. First of all, we are going to study the model of two sectors. Here we will study of inclusion of different sectors in circular flow. Now first of all we will study two sector, then three sector, then four sector. We will study these one by one. So first of all, our model is two sector model, that is, in this we will consider only two parties, that is household and firms. First of all, what are assumptions for this model? First is there will be only two sectors, as we are studying two sector model, so there will be only two sectors. Which are those two sectors? First is household and second is firm. So no government, no foreign sector, no savings, all income is spent. In circular flow we will assume that there are no savings, all income is spent. The one party receiving the money will fully spent on another party, or fully transferred to another party. No savings are there, no investments are there. Got it? So circular flow, two sector economy is without saving or investment. So first of all, two parties are there, household and firms. If we talk about that, what will move from household to firms? From household to firms will be factor services, that is land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. This is real flow, that is of goods. And if I talk about money or nominal flow, it will move from here to firms to household, that is, for these services firm will pay the factor income to household, that are rent, wages, interest and profit. This is nominal flow. Now from firm to household, firm will manufacture goods and will sell. Who will consume those goods? Obviously household or consumers will consume those goods. So from firm to household, goods and services are going. Got it? And in return, this is real flow. And in nominal flow, from household to firm, the products which are consumed, which are purchased by household, they will pay price for those goods. So that will be consumption expenditure. It is a money flow or nominal flow. Got it? So this was our two sector model, circular flow of income. In this simple model, this is the simple model. The value of output produced by firms equal to the income received by households, which equals to the expenditure by households on goods and services. This gives us three equivalent ways of measuring national income. Means according to this we can calculate national income by three ways, that is total GDP is equals to total production is equals to total income is equals to consumers total expenditure. All these are equal in two sector model, as there is no saving, no investment, whole income is spent on consumption. Got it? So factor market versus product market. What is factor market? Where households sell their factor services like land, labor, capital, enterprise to firms, and in return firm pay incomes that could be rent, wages, interest, profit. For land there will be rent, for labor we have to give wages, for capital interest is there, for entrepreneur profit is there. All these are incomes of this factor of production. And if we talk about product market, where firms sell their output to households and households in return pay consumption expenditure to firm. Got it? So what are factors of production? I have repeated many times that there are four factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. And their factor income I have also told you. The sum of all factor income is equals to national income. This is the basis of income method of calculating national income. In the chapter where we will learn that how to calculate national income, in that chapter we will study about this method, that we can also calculate national income by just adding sum of all factor incomes. It will give us national income of our country. Got it? So let's move to another model. In this two sector income, let's study one more thing, that in a two sector economy without saving or investment, I have told you income is equals to consumption is equals to national income. There is no leakage. So what is leakage or injections? I am telling again and again, no leakage, no injection. What is the meaning of both terms? So first term is our leakage. Leakage means withdrawal, that is income that flows out from the circular flow. This is circular flow, and the income which is kept aside from total income is leakage. It may be in the form of that any consumer is saving, he have to pay tax, or any consumer is importing. So if any consumer do import, then he have to pay the circular money in outside the country, and that will be the leakage from this circular flow. Because in this two sector model we are only talking about firms and households which are within the country, and if we consider about outside the country, this is not in this two sector model. And injection is opposite of leakage, that is to spending that flows into circular flow, or adding more amount into circular flow may be injection. It may be in the form of investment, government expenditure, exports. So leakage reduce the flow while injection increase the flow. What is equilibrium condition? The circular flow is in equilibrium when total injections are equals to total leakages. This ensures that the level of income and output in the economies remain stable. The amount of circular flow will remain stable. So injection is equal to leakages. How we will calculate injection and leakages? We will add both these. We will add all three items of leakages is equals to all three items of injection. So if injection are greater than leakage, then economy expands, but if leakage is more, then economy contracts. This was important from MCQ point of view. Now we have studied two sector model. Now we are going to study three sector model of economy of circular flow. In this, our previous two sectors are already there. In addition those two sectors, we have added third sector, that is government. So here will be three sectors: household, farms, and third one is government. Now we will study about the transactions which will take place between all three sectors. First of all, we have at the government sector, the model became more realistic. The government, household and firms through taxes, transfer payments and expenditure on public goods. This is a three sector economy, so let's not study this financial market. So transactions between household and firms are: household to firm will remain same, household will give factor services to firms, and firm in return will give factor payment to households. Got it? So now transaction between household and government. Households will give taxes to government, yes, and government will give services of incomes. Services of incomes. Who are in government sectors, those also belongs to households. So services of income. Now transactions between business and government is that business pay taxes to government, same, pay taxes to government, and in return government pay service of payments. Service of payments, the goods or services which government will consume from firms. Got it? This is our three sector model. Here we have talked about subsidies also comes. Government also gives service of payment or subsidies, you can write here. So let's study about that. Taxes, household and firms will give taxes to government. Let's study direction of flows. Transfer payment, government will give to households. Government expenditure, government to firms, and subsidies also government to firms. Taxes are leakage, whereas all these three are injections in circular flow of income. And where there is a leakage, then there will be reduce in income, and if there is injection, that will be increase in flow, circular flow. These effects are not due to flow, these are reduces disposable income, it improves household income, aggregate demand, and reduce cost of production. Here income can be calculated as consumption plus investment. So expenditure is equals to consumption plus investment, or saving is equals to investment at equilibrium. Got it? So these are two important equations, that your income or expenditure is equals to consumption plus investment. Second is your saving will be equals to investment at equilibrium state. Now let's study four sector model of circular flow. In this four sector model, we have included other sector, that is we are talking about open economy, and the fourth sector is with rest of world. This is most realistic model includes four sectors. Those four sectors are household, farms, government, and rest of the world. So exports are injections, whereas imports are leakage. So how to calculate injection and leakage, I have told you in previous last third slide. Got it? So let's study about this four sector model, or this is an open economy circular flow. Transaction between household and firms will remain same, that is household will transfer factor services, in return firm will give factor income. Same with government household will give tax, government will give their service payment, your service income. Same with firm and government, taxes and firm will give tax and government will give subsidies as well as government expenditure. Got it? Subsidies, government expenditure. Now we have to study only the fourth sector, that how it deals, that is rest of world. Household to rest of world are related with imports, and household to firms are related with export. That means that firm will export to rest of world and household will import from rest of world. This was our four sector circular flow model. And if we talk about financial market, this is not any other sector, this is only a factor which play its role in circular flow. In financial market, firms invest and household saves. Got it? This is our four sector economy, and complete equilibrium condition will be when your injections are equal to your leakages. So household sector will do consumer expenditure, firms will do investment, government will do government expenditure, foreign sector will do export, and in outflow from economy, this is opposite. So net exports are is equal to exports minus imports. If exports are greater than imports, then these are trade surplus or injection dominates. But if import is greater than export, then there will be trade deficit. This concept we will study in balance of payment. This stock and flow topic we have done in our previous last third video. So if you haven't watched, go and watch this topic. If you have any doubt related to this video, please tell me in the comment section. I will try to resolve it.